Hey guys, it's Ted with OA X-Ray, and today we're going to talk about taking loans, Amazon loans, to start up your Amazon business. So right here, I'm actually on a Forbes post, and they're talking about Amazon lending and how Amazon has entered the lending market. They did this about 2 years ago, and essentially what they do is they look at your account. Generally, your FBA account is where I've seen most of the loans be offered, and they look at how fast you're selling things, and they have some type of algorithm in the background which says, okay, you're selling $20,000 a month. It's safe to offer this person a $40,000 loan. They can probably pay it back in X time period. Their metrics are good, and everything just makes sense to make this offer. So the average interest rate seems to be about 14%, and you can pay back the loan early without any fees from what it looks like. And for those who can't get a loan, they might see this as a great opportunity. For me on lending, I used to be a person who was hard, more of a Dave Ramsey stance, just no debt at all to start your business. And I moved a little bit from that stance, but for me, the issue of taking out a loan for your Amazon business is generally people are just getting started. They do not have the experience or the skill to manage $20,000, $30,000 in new funds of purchasing products. So let's just put this situation to you. I'm a brand new bookseller. Maybe I've purchased $500 in books so far. I'm buying onesie, twosie dollar books at the dollar store. All of a sudden, you give me a $20,000, $30,000 loan. I've never spent that much money before. I don't have the actual experience of spending that kind of capital to purchase all profitable items. See, as you build as a seller, you generally start making contacts. You generally step your way up to being able to spend those larger amounts. So I'm going to tell you, my first day selling, first probably few months selling, it would be difficult for me to spend thousands of dollars on books because I didn't have those contacts. Now, after a year of selling, I knew vendors who were selling books by the pallet. I knew how to go into Goodwill and find huge entire truckloads of items. And I knew where I could weed out the good items from the bad items. The problem with taking a loan very early is that you might not have this experience yet. For me, I liked building my way up, even though it was slower. My mistakes were smaller. And I did make mistakes. I would buy items, and I might spend 20 or 30 bucks and realize I can't sell this on Amazon. Or realize, hey, this item has expiration date, and this is an actual thing that happened to me. I bought a whole bunch of closeout items that had no return policy. I look at the expiration date. There are all these numbers. I had no idea what the digits meant. And when I actually looked it up online, all the stuff expired before the cutoff dates for Amazon. So this is a huge mistake that I ended up making in the early. Now, had I had a $10,000 loan, I might have purchased, I probably would have purchased more of this item and lost more money on it. The expiration date was so close because of the dates on here that I couldn't even sell it in time on eBay or whatever the other websites were because the expiration dates were that close. Another instance that I made pretty early on, whenever I had low cash, was I bought an item that I was completely restricted from selling. It was actually automotive. It was these windshield wipers. They were on clearance for like $2 a piece. They were selling between 15 and 19 on Amazon. Awesome set of windshield wipers. And had I been a little bit more experienced, like now I check every time. Had I been a little bit more experienced, I would have looked at that and I would have said, that's an awesome deal, but I can't sell that item. But had I had a huge injection of cash, I might have made these bad purchases in larger quantities. So there is a benefit to not taking out loans and kind of grinding your way to the top until you can get to a point where you can make huge purchasing decision. And that is my take on the whole thing. I'm not saying that every single person who takes out the loan will fail. Or everyone who takes it out will succeed. But I am telling you that managing the cash that you have is just the best policy. Whenever someone injects you with cash, you tend to spend your money differently than you would if you had just what you're starting with. So I think Amazon is making a good move here. They're saying we want more things sold on our website. So if we push out more cash, people can purchase more deals and they will sell more on a platform, which is 100% true. Plus, they're charging you a 14% interest rate, which is good for them. But one thing I want everybody to remember about the loans is they have your inventory. If you're FBA, they have all of your maybe $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in inventory, and they have this essentially as collateral. So if something happens, they know, okay, we're looking at his inventory, it's worth $10,000, his loan is $8,000. So if worse comes to worse, they're going to take your inventory and they're going to sell your inventory. They have a collateral if you're doing FBA. So take that in consideration also. I've read speculation that taking out an Amazon loan, they're never going to suspend you. But I mean, I don't really see why they wouldn't, because they have your inventory as collateral. So if you screw up and you have an Amazon loan out, I mean, they're going to take your payouts. They're probably going to take your inventory, and then your payouts are taken, your inventory is taken. They will probably be paid back in full with those two things that happen. So I don't think that there's any way that this is going to prevent you from being suspended on their platform. So take everything into consideration. Yes, you can grow faster by taking out loans. Yes, you can grow faster by taking out loans. This is 100% true. But just keep an eye on your skill level, your purchasing abilities before you actually go in and take out loans. One of the things taking out the loans does is it puts a rush on you. And what I mean is, let's say you're currently spending $2,000 a week, and then you take out a $10,000 loan. The best thing for you to do is to spend that money as quickly as possible so you can purchase as many items and you can start flipping it and you can make back that 14%. You actually want to make back way more than that, your interest rate. In this situation, you're going to have pressure on you to spend as much as possible. And I think that you might be making worse buying decisions in some cases. But if you decide to take out the loan, go for it. But just take everything into consideration. I think that some businesses can use the loans and build their businesses faster. But if you're in a situation where you're not sure exactly how you want to spend your money, or if you're spending a small amount of money now and you're going to get this large cash infusion, just remember the buying patterns, your buying decisions are going to be different. Thank you guys very much. Have a great day and make some money using OA X-Ray. Please like and subscribe. And if you have a question about Amazon, put a comment down below and I'll make a video about it as soon as I can.